Brahmanda Purana, Part 1, Section 2, Anusanga Pada, Chapter 12, The Race of Agni. Sutta said, a mental son of Brahma is remembered as the deity identifying itself with fire in the Swayambhuva Manvantara. The footnote says this chapter presents the 49 ritualistic functions of the fire as so many different Agni gods and gives their arrangement or correlations in a genealogical form. As a matter of fact, it is a Vedic concept as can be seen from the notes. This section concerning Agni Vamsha must have been possibly a part of the original Purana, as many verses hereof are textually identical with those in Vayu Purana 29, Matsya Purana 51, the Mahabharata Vana chapters 2117 to 22, Angirasa Upakhyanā give a detailed description of the ritualistic functions of fire. Swaha bore to him three sons, viz. Pavamana and Shuchi, who is remembered as Agni also. The Pavamana fire is that which is obtained by churning the Arani. Pavaka is the fire originating from lightning. Shuchi should be known as the solar fire. These are the three sons of Swaha. Repetition: the Pavamana fire is that which is obtained by churning the Arani, and Shuchi is remembered as solar fire. The footnote says the text repeats this, hence included here. 55 1 to 6. The following genealogy tree will clarify the relation of these fires. Agni, Swaha, from there Pavamana, Garhyapatya, Pavaka, Shuchi, Ahvaniya. Pavamana, born of source and functions. Arani, Kavya, Vahana, pertains to Pitras. Dakshinagni, water or lightning. Vidyut, Saharakshaka. Vidyuta, Saharaksha, belongs to Asuras. The sun, Havyavahana, pertains to Devas. The Pavaka fire has water as the source of origin and it originates from the lightning. They are their respective abodes, viz. Arani, the sun, and the lightning. Kavya Vahana is said to be the son of Pavamana. Saharaksha was the son of Pavaka and Havyavahana was the son of Shuchi. Havyavaha is the fire of the Devas. Kavyavahana is the fire of the Pitras. Saharaksha is the fire of the Asuras. There are thus three fires pertaining to the three, that is, the Devas, the Pitras, and the Asuras. The sons and grandsons of these are 49 in number. I shall mention their division separately along with their names. The secular fire is well known as the first son of Brahma, the good son of Brahma Dattagni. The fire handed over by Brahma is well known by the name Bharata. The footnote says Vayu Purana 29:7 reads Brahmaudanagni Brahmaudanagni instead of Brahma Dattagni of Brahmanda Purana. That reading is supported by Matsya Purana. The genealogy is Brahmadatta or Brahma Udana Bharata Vaishwanara who carried Habya to gods. Shatapat Brahmana 1.4.2.2 explains that Agni is called Bharata as he supplies Habya to gods. In other words, this genealogy becomes an equation. Thus, Brahmadatta Bharata equals Vaishwanara, the carrier of food to gods. Vaishwanara was his son and he carried Habya for 100 years. Formerly, the fire Aditi was gathered by Atharvan in the ocean Pushkara. The footnote says this has a reference to Rigveda 6.16.13 where Agni is said to have been churned out of Pushkara. According to Satapatha Brahmana 6.4.2.2 Pushkara waters Apovai Pushkaram Apovai Pushkaram. Shatapat Brahmana 7.4.1.13 explains that when Indra got frightened after slaying Vritra, he restored to waters which created a city, Pur, for him and hence came to be known as Pushkara. Hence, that secular fire is Atharvana. Darpaha is remembered as the son of Atharvan. Bhrigu was born as Atharvan, and fire is remembered as Atharvana, son of Atharvan. Hence, the secular fire is considered the Dhyan, the son of Atharvana. The footnote says it is probably the same as Dakshinagni, the fireplace movable in a carriage, Krutika. The idea is obscure. The Vayu Purana 29.16a reads differently. Pavamana, the son of Atharvan, is remembered by the wise as one that should be generated by churning. It should be known as Garhyapatya fire. His two sons are remembered as follows. They are Samsya and Sukha. Shukra in Vayu Purana 9 to 11. Samsya is Ahavaniya fire, who is remembered as Havyavahana, the second son of Shukra in Vayu Purana, and he is said to be the fire that is gathered and carried. Savya and Apasavya were the two sons of Samsya. Samsya the Havyavahana loved 16 rivers. The fire Samsya, who is remembered as Ahavaniya fire, as well as one who is identified with fire. Abhimanin, one who takes pride by the Brahmanas loved these 16 rivers. Viz. Kaveri, Krishnavena, Narmada, Yamuna, Godavari, Vitasta, Chandrabhaga, Iravati, Vipasha, Kaushiki, Shatadru, Sarayu, Sita, Saraswati, Radhini, and Pavani. The footnote says this is a wrong reading as Savya and Apasavya are no fires at all. Sabya, Sabhya and Avasatya are the names of the fire. Vayu Purana 29.12 correctly reads. He divided himself into 16 dhamans, abodes, and in those abodes he deposited himself. The Dishnis, abodes, that is, fireplaces, were caused to move by vehicles, kritikas, and the suns were born in those Dishnis. Hence, those suns are called Dishnis. Thus, these sons of the rivers were born in the Dishnis and they are glorified as Dishnis. Some of the some of these fires are Viharanyas, portable, those that should be carried or removed, and others are Upastheyas, those that should be made to sit, deposited. They shall be briefly but factually recounted. The footnote says this is a poetic way of describing the spread of the Vedic Yajna cult. This portable fire was carried from the Sita in the Central Asia down to the Kaveri in the South India. Modern political maps of India blind us to the vast geographical area which was India to the Purana writers. It was on the Sita that Narada met his brothers Sanat Kumara, etc., and where probably the Narada Purana was presumed to have been narrated. For the ancient names of the rivers, hereof modern names are given in brackets. Vitasta, the Jhilam, Chandrabhaga, the Chinab, Iravati, the Ravi, Vipasha, the Vyas, Kaushiki, the Koshi, Shatadru, the Sutlej, Sita, the Oxus or the Jaxartes or the Tarim, Yarkand, Radhini or Ladini, the Brahmaputra, Pavani, the Ghaggar. The list of rivers shows that the spread of the Yajna cult covered parts of Central Asia, the Punjab and Kashmir, the Uttar Pradesh and probably Bihar, the Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and part of southern Karnataka. The sons of the rivers is obviously the riparian population which followed the Yajna cult. The Purana classifies Dhishnya fires into Viharanyas and Upastheyas. The translation gives only the literal interpretations of the terms. The Dhishnya was a side altar of a heap of earth covered with sand. On that altar, fire was placed. In the Soma sacrifice, these fires were placed between the altar Vedi of the Shrauta Yajna and the Uttara Vedi meant for the Soma sacrifice. The designation Upastheya is given to those fires as they were to be approached at their fixed place in the Uttara Vedi. The Viharanya fires are so called as they could be taken to any spot considered necessary on the day of the yajna. The following are the sons of Samsya. All of them are remembered by Brahmanas as Upastheyas, Vibhu, Pravahana, and Agnidra, and others Dhishnis already deposited fires. are serially laid down in their proper place in a savana soma sacrifice on the day when the soma juice is extracted. Listen to the due order of the fires that are to be laid down anuddeshya without being given any particular direction. Brahmanas worship the eight fires beginning with Samradagni. They are Samradagni, etc. The second one is Krishanu and it is inside the altar. The third one is Parisat Pavamana. It is laid down as directed. Anudishyate. The footnote says Vayu Purana 29.20 Atra Drishyate is seen here. Another fire is Pratalka, otherwise named Nabhas. It is manifested in the Chatvara, level spot of ground specially prepared for the sacrifice. Havya that is not besmeared with ghee is deposited in the fire in the Samitra vessel, particular vessel used in the sacrifice. Thereafter, in the fire, Ritu Dhaman, that is glorified as Sujyoti and Audumbarya Vishwavyachas is the ocean fire and is glorified in the abode of Brahma. The fire Vasu Dhaman, that is Brahma Jyoti, is mentioned in the abode of Brahma. Ajaika path, that is an Upastheya, is also Sala Sukhiya Sala Sukhiyaka. Ahirbudnya is an Anuddeshya fire. That fire is remembered as Grahapati. Thereafter I shall enumerate his 8 sons who are called Viharanyas. The footnote says it is not known why there should be a different list of such fires, as this list differs from that in Matsya Purana. Here there is a repetition of verse number 20. The fire Havya Vahana is declared as Hotriya fire, that is, fire used by the Hotra. The second fire here is named Prachetas, that is, a subdued fire. Thereafter, in the fire Vaishwadeva, it is called Samsi by the Brahmanas. The fire Ushik, that is Kavi, is conceived as Pota fire. It is also conceived as Avari, Avari fire, Bhavari, and Vaishtya. The fire Avasfurja is also called Vivashwan and Asthan. The eighth one, which is fire Sudhyu, is also called Marjalia. Those Dhishnyas, the Viharanyas, are being worshipped on the Satya, on the Sautya day. That is the day on which Soma juice is extracted by the Brahmanas. It, that is Sudhyu, is remembered as the source of origin of the waters. Indeed, it is conceived in waters. The fire by name Pavaka, that is born of waters, and that is called Abgarbha, having the waters as the womb, should be known as the fire at the Abhabrata, the holy ablution at the end of a sacrifice. It is worshipped along with Varuna. Richaya, abiding within the heart, is the fire that is his Pavaka's son. It is the fire that digests foodstuffs in the stomach of men. Mrityuman is remembered as the scholarly son of the Jatara fire, gastric fire. The footnote says 55.34 to 38 give the list of Pavaka's sons, but actually they are given here in the genealogical order as follows: Pavaka, Richaya, Mrityuman, Manyuman, Samvartaka, Vadavanala, Sahasraksha, Kshama, Kravyadagni. It is the fire that digests food stuffs in the stomach of men. Mrityuman is remembered as the scholarly son of the Jatara fire, gastric fire. That fire born mutually may burn all the living beings here. The terrible Samvartaka fire is remembered as the son of the fire Manyuman, Mrityuman. It drinks water and lives in the ocean and has the face of a mare. Saharaksha Saharaksha is conceived as the son of Samudravasin residing within the ocean. Kshama, the son of Sahasraksha, burns the houses of men. His son is the fire Kravyad and it consumes dead persons. Thus the sons of Pavaka fire have been described here. Thereafter is the solar fire Shuchi. It is called Ayush by the Gandharvas. The footnote says the fires under group of Shuchi are given in a genealogical order as follows: Shuchi or Ayus, Mahisha, Sahasa, Adbhuta, Vividhi, Arka, 9 sons of Arka as enumerated in 5.43. This fire generates other fires on being churned in the Arani. This fire is taken from one place to another. This lord is known by the name Ayus. Mahisha was the son of Ayus. Mahisha was the son of Ayus. His son is named Sahasa. That fire, Sahasa, is remembered as the Abhimanin identifying itself with it in the yajnas or of Paka cooking. The son of the fire Sahasa was Adbhuta of great fame. Vividhi is remembered as the great son of the fire Adbhuta. This fire is one that identifies itself with expiatory rites. It always consumes the Havis offering that is consigned into the fire. Arka was the son of Vividhi. The following were the sons of that fire, Arka. They are Anikavan, Vajashark, Rakshoha, Yashtikrit, Surabhi, Vasu, Annada, Apravishta, and Rukmarat. These 14 fires are the progeny of the fire Shuchi. These fires are said to be those that are consecrated in the sacrifices. In the Manvantara of Swayambhuva, in the first Sarga creation, these fires that are Abhimanis, those that identify themselves, had passed away along with the Yamas, along with the Yamas, the excellent Devas. Formerly in the world, these Havyavahanas fires were those that identified themselves with the abodes called Viharanyas, both sentient and insentient. These fires were stationed in the holy rites and yajnas. They were both kamyas, those with the fruit desired, and naimittikas, occasional ones, or that are utilized when cause arises. They had passed away in the previous Manvantara, along with those Shukras and Yagas. In the Manvantara of the first Manu, they had passed away along with the holy, noble souled Devas. Thus, the abodes of these Sthanins, those that identify themselves with the abodes, have been enumerated by me. The characteristics of Jata Vedas fires in the Manvantaras of the past and future are enumerated through them. All of them are remembered as ascetics and Brahma Vratas, those that sustain the knowledge of Brahman. All of them were lords of subjects. They are remembered as luminous. These are to be known as present in all the seven Manvantaras, beginning with Swarochisha and ending with the Savarnya. Manvantara in regard to their names, forms, and purposes. The present fires exist along with the current Yama Devas. The future fires, literally those that have not yet come, shall exist along with the future Devas. Thus, the group of fires has been duly described in the proper order. Now, henceforth, the rest of the Pitras will be narrated in detail and in the due order.